All right, so I'm back once again, and in this video, we're just gonna go ahead create a fresh Laravel project, and we're gonna just go ahead and run the server, create a database maybe, and and that will be all. So it's going to be really simple. So if you just go to your C partition right over here, I'm gonna go to the exam. And I'm gonna go to the htdocs, and I want to go right over here, and I want to grab my get interface right over here, get command line. You can use any command line that you have. You can use your standard like command line on Windows. You can just go something like this command, and this will pop up, command prompt. But I'm gonna use get. It's what I use normally. So yeah, for creating a Laravel project, we can just go and grab Laravel create project. Now we can just Google something like this, because I don't like I don't like to memorize these stuff. They're already there. We do not need to memorize them. So yeah, if we go down at the bottom, we can if you already have Laravel like installed on your machine, you can just go ahead and run this right over here, and this will create a new project. But I don't have it installed, so I normally go for this one. So if I copy this, and if I go right over here, and if I paste this in, all right, so I'm gonna call this, right, so this will be composer create dash project Laravel slash Laravel. So this will create a new Laravel project. So I'm gonna call this just job board. All right, and I'm gonna just click enter like this. All right, so it's gonna take like a minute or so to complete this. So let me just stop the video. All right, now, so if we look right over here, you can see that it's actually done. So if we look at our htdocs folder, and we can go and the job board right over here. There we go. I just want to open this up with VS Code. All right, so after this is done, I want to actually go ahead, and I want to go to this folder. So all I'm gonna do is just go cd, and I'm gonna go to this folder. So I'm gonna go to job board like this. All right, so I'm inside job board right now. All I'm gonna do is just go ahead php run serve, and this will simply allow us to run the server. So we can actually, all right, so composer, yeah, php actually artisan serve like this. All right, so this will allow me to simply run the server. So to access the server, so we can access our own web app, we can just copy this. All right, so let me run it once more. So if I copy this, if I go right here and paste this in and go, this should actually open up my freshly created Laravel project. So yeah, and here is simply the project. Now it's opened up in Visual Studio Code. All right, so let's actually set up the database really quick. So to set up the database configuration, we need to go ahead to the .env file right over here, and here is the part simply for connecting to the database. So we can see right here the DB connection is a type of MySQL database. All right, and the host is right here, which is simply the link that we're using to to go to our own project through the browser. And here is simply the port that we're connecting to, and there is the database name, and I'm gonna change this to job board like this. All right, so the DB username right here is simply root, and the password, I don't have any password for my SQL or PHP MySQL tool. All right, so if we just save this whole thing, if we copy the database name right now, and if we go to PHP my admin, all right, so just go to localhost / PHP my admin like this. All right, so we're just gonna wait a second until this is opened up. you know, this is what we're just gonna do in this video. We're gonna create the database, and you know, that will be all. All right, so now opening up. So if we just click on new right over here. All right, so let's actually paste this in, which is the name of the database. If we click create, all right, so here is actually our own database. You can see it, it's right over here. It's completely empty. All right, so if we just refresh this, you can see that anything is happening, any error, nothing. Everything is working perfectly. We can actually go ahead and stop the server, and we can run it once again, and we can also refresh this. All right, so no errors. So yeah, everything is perfect. So this will be all. This was short, I know. In the next video, we're gonna go ahead and actually work with the authentication system.